Hi, Captain Al Lorenzetti here for skimmeroutdoors.com, Trophy Fishing Tackle, Bergen Bay Docks, and Patty Ann Charters, bringing you the weekend update and fishing report. This for the weekend of October 23rd, 4th, and 5th. Weather first looks pretty good right now. I mean, that can always change, but right now, Friday and Saturday look really nice. Sunday a little bit breezy northeast, but we'll see. That could easily change within a couple of days. On the fishing front, not many reports from offshore. I know they ran a shark contest last week, and there were no fish weighable. I mean, people caught them, but there were smaller makos and no threshers to speak of any size. So, I guess shark fishing's not that good, but there are fish out there to catch. And I'm sure once the weather settles down, we had a pretty rough week, wind-wise and so forth. So not too many reports from offshore. But inshore, plenty of striped bass around, both in the ocean and in the bay. Some fish on jigs, some fish on live bait, some fish, working the bunker pods. I've been catching both inshore, offshore, on plugs, bait, any way you can do it. So that's primarily the focus right now, striped bass for this month well into November. And black fishing is pretty good. If you get on a decent piece. All the columns around the Moses Bridge are pretty good. These fish move around, and there's a decent pick of fish to be had. The South Shore is kind of tough. If you go out to Montauk or the North Shore, there's lots of rocks and boulders and stuff, so you can fish many different places. But on the South Shore, you got to be kind of a sharpie, to find these separate little wrecks and such that aren't banged up too much, and some structure. And of course, blackfish, it's got to be structure. I mean, you can move the boat 10 feet and it can be all the difference in the world. So you got to be on the exact spot where those fish happen to be. I also hear there's a shortage of green crabs right now. So bait may be tough to find, but they'll take clams as well. So that's the other premier fish at this time, during this time of the year. And I heard a couple of weakfish are still being caught, in the back from let's say from Kismet back to Ocean Beach in the channels. A couple of weakfish still around. Bottom fish, there's still porgies, blowfish on the inshore grounds, bottom fishing. And if you get onto some of the wrecks, the 120-foot wrecks out there, 15 miles or so, loaded with huge porgies. I mean, the size of like hubcaps. Real big fish. So real fun, tough fighting fish, and really good to eat when they get to be that size. So you got a few different options this weekend. Looks like on Saturday we might get a little bit of a heave from that storm, hurricane that's way out in the ocean, way out in the Atlantic. But it looks like it's going to be about a 13-second interval with a 3 to 4 foot swell. So it should be fishable in the ocean. Inlet might be a little bit tricky on a hard ebbing tide, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, should be a good weekend. Get out there, catch them up, have fun, and be safe.